Hey Phobophiles! As you can see, I'm back in my car again, here with Dr. McCoy in the passenger seat, as usual. After visiting Spirit Halloween, I had a fairly successful shopping trip there. So I'm filming on the same day. You'll see this at a different time in a separate video. I am visiting some other stores. I'm here in a parking lot. It turns out there's a Target and a HomeGoods right next to each other. I'm going to visit both of those and we'll see what we can find. Well, unfortunately, Target was a bit of a bust. I don't know if they don't have anything or if it's just not out yet, but I couldn't find any Halloween stuff. There was a guy in the store who liked my Hannibal Lecter mask, so it wasn't entirely a waste of time, but didn't really go very well. I'm just back in my car for a minute to drop off some unrelated things I bought, and then I'm going to head over to HomeGoods. Hopefully they have some more stuff. I've heard some good things about what they have. We'll see what we can find.
Oh good, they do have some stuff, an assortment of ghosts and witches and pumpkins. Nice little variety of decorations, a lot of knick-knacky sorts of things, some nice jack-o'-lantern faces there. Down below they have these nice trick-or-treat buckets, which would be good for collecting your candy in. Some stacked jack-o'-lanterns there, sorted little characters. I like these wooden ghost things that say boo on them. This jar, the skull-shaped jar, is kind of interesting. That's a nice thing that I like. This snow globe with a typewriter in it is nice for me. I particularly like typewriters, so that's sort of right up my alley. And some more assorted little decorations. A lot of stuff that's not quite my cup of tea, but interesting nonetheless. I'm not quite sure what these little guys are, but for some reason I just like them. And then this might be my favorite piece. It's a typewriter with a skeleton hand and some words of Edgar Allan Poe.
That wasn't as bad. At least they had some Halloween stuff, as you saw at HomeGoods. Nothing really spoke to me. There were some nice things. I kind of liked the little typewriter with the Edgar Allan Poe on it, but didn't really feel moved to buy anything, so I'm going to try moving on to some other stores. All right. Well, other than Spirit Halloween, I haven't had a lot of luck yet, but I'm at Hobby Lobby now, and there's a Michael's just up the road. I'm going to try Hobby Lobby first, then I'm going to try Michael's. They usually have some stuff at these kinds of places. It's usually not quite my cup of tea, but there's usually something good, so hopefully I'll find something. Hopefully we'll see something good. I'm going to mask up and head in.
Well, I'm not finding a lot. I do see a lot of pumpkin things. They have some friendly looking scarecrows, more pumpkins, mostly just pumpkins, and then at the very end some bales of hay.
Well, Hobby Lobby turned out to actually sort of be terrifying, but not in the way that I was looking for. They didn't really have any Halloween stuff. There were a few sort of generic harvest or fall themed things. Some of it was okay, not really what I was looking for. But what was scary is it's early in September now, and they already, instead of a Halloween display, they already had a huge display of Christmas stuff. And, you know, I like Christmas, even though Halloween is sort of my holiday, and that's sort of the Phobophile thing is Halloween. Christmas is good too, but not in September, not when we're trying to still just get ready for Halloween. So honestly, Hobby Lobby was, you know, they had a few nice things. I saw some interesting things unrelated to decorations, but it was kind of a bust. All right, I just pulled up at Michael's. I'm hopeful that this one goes a little bit better than the last couple have. I think Dr. McCoy is getting a little bit tired of waiting in the car and I come back empty-handed. Right, Dr. McCoy? Yeah, he's getting a little bit tired of it. But Michael's has a reputation for frequently having some good Halloween stuff, so hopefully we find something.
Ah, now this is more like it. This is what Halloween stuff should be. A nice jack-o'-lantern pillow, lots of pumpkins, lots of ghosts, some great candy bowls. I already have a candy bowl that I use for Halloween, but those are some really nice options if any of you don't. Some friendly, goofy-looking jack-o'-lantern faces up here, and some, what I guess we'd call these apothecary bottles with ghost tears and assorted witchcraft sorts of labels. Some stacked books, some nice friendly ghosts over there. Down below, more pumpkin stuff. And over here around the corner, we have a nice selection of skeletons. A couple of skeletons there. A nice skeleton with a tombstone here. Good supply of skeletons. Up here we have a nice romantic couple of skeletons, a nice blend of the romantic and the macabre that I like. Tombstones over here, surprisingly good quality. I still, as I mentioned in my Spirit Halloween video, prefer to make my own, but these are actually some really nice ones. And then over here we have an assortment of critters. We have a nice rubber snake, a very large rubber snake, if not necessarily the most realistic. A nice bat hanging just below the snakes, that's a nice thing. Some chains. Here are some spiders, a spider here with red eyes. I like the fuzzy spider. They also have a different style of a rubber spider there, which is maybe creepier, but I also like both of them. Some other spiders there. Same like at the Spirit store, they have one of these collapsible coffin props. I might have to buy one at some point just to see what they actually look like in expanded form. Over there they have some animatronic props, and over here some more critters. We have frogs, we have a rat. I actually quite like these rats. They're nice and creepy. That one has a brain, it looks like. And then down below, a cat, and of course a severed arm. Not my favorite because I prefer a more realistic prop, but still nice. Some crime scene tape, comes with chalk, I like that touch. And some boards you can put over a window. This spell book sitting on a stand is kind of a nice thing for a bibliophile like me. Anything with books is going to be right up my alley. And then just above that we have more of these apothecary bottles with some different labels. These ones are a little bit larger than the other ones. That seems to be a common thing that they're doing here at this store. A nice stack of books here with a skull and a bird on top of it. Nice and creepy. And then we have a skull with the bones labeled, which I like for anatomy study, and a phrenology head, which is interesting if you like the history of psychology. Here's a Grim Reaper holding a Wheel of Fortune. That's a nice sort of allusion to Wheels of Fortune. More apothecary bottles over here. We definitely see a theme emerging in some of the props that they have. Personally, I prefer to make my own, but these are actually some pretty nice ones. I do love the jar full of eyeballs. That's really nice. I also like this skull with some little artificial succulents in it. Personally, I would probably take the artificial ones out and put some real ones in, but nice nonetheless. Oh, this is awesome. A skeleton hand bottle opener. I'm more of a wine guy than a beer guy, but that's pretty cool anyway. And some dice. I'm a old school D&D fan, so that's right up my alley as well. Really nice things. This is definitely better than the previous couple of stores as far as I'm concerned. More of the apothecary bottles, of course. Definitely a theme emerging. Over here, we have some... oh, these are really nice tombstones down there. Yeah, I like those. A nice sign that says enter at your own risk. A nice big skull. Oh, does that one light up? Or there's a try me button. Yes, it lights up. So that's kind of nice. The lights in the eyes seems to be a common theme with Halloween props that you buy at retail stores. Ooh, these are nice hands. I do like a good skeleton hand. I wonder if it wobbles at all or anything if you put it on a table. No, seems pretty solid. That's either good or bad depending on what you want it for. Some candle holders there. Ooh, here's a nice candelabra. I would particularly like to use one of these for guiding guests up a treacherous set of stairs in a haunted castle. That seems like what it's particularly good for. Some witches' brooms over here. Around the corner, more witch stuff. A lot of things that say hocus pocus. Looks like sort of witch-themed supplies. More witch-themed apothecary bottles. Of course, it seems sticking with that theme is one of the things that they're going to do. But I suppose as long as we have Halloween-themed apothecary bottles, they would go well with witchcraft sort of stuff. More brooms over there, hocus pocus sign, some pillows. You can never have too many pillows, I suppose. Oh, nice little haunted mansion down below. That's an interesting prop. I like the ghost coming out of the window. I don't think it does anything. No, just a prop, but I like it anyway. Over here we have some mugs and assorted cups and glasses. Ooh, some knives. Oh, and they say wicked poison, deadly time. Yeah, those are nice. Some molds for either ice cubes or I guess Jello you could probably put in that. And then over here we have cookie cutters. We seem to be in the cooking department here. I do like the cookie cutters and cupcake papers. Also some cookie cups. Those are interesting. And then gingerbread kits from Oreo. Never tried that, but it looks interesting. Not much in the way of costumes except for this dragon tail, which I thought was the best of the costume pieces. The birds over here are kind of nice. Down here, I like this skeleton in a bathtub. And of course, I love the stack of magic books.
All right, well, that was more like it. I didn't find a ton that that I really wanted, but they had a lot of really nice things. I managed to pick up a couple of little things. I'll show you later. It's a set of cookie cutters and Pez dispenser. But yeah, that was a better setup than I've seen anywhere except for Spirit Halloween so far. So hopefully that trend continues with my next couple of stops. I'm headed over to Home Depot and Lowe's next. Hopefully they will also have some good stuff. I have high hopes. I've heard good things about what they have, so I'm hoping my local stores actually have the good things that I've heard about. All right, we finally made it here to Home Depot. It was a fairly miserable drive, but we're here. I've heard good things about what Home Depot has this year. Hopefully it's true. I'm gonna go check it out.
Now this is how you welcome customers to a Halloween section. A giant skeleton right up front. I think the sign said 12 feet tall, although honestly it looked even bigger than that. Great start and leading right into some nice props. Some driveway liners, some spiders there, nice skull, some pumpkins. Over here we have some skeletal dogs or wolves. There's a try me button there, so let's see what they actually do. There's some nice howling there. I do like those. Nice little collection of those. I would probably get a few of them and actually make a wolf pack, but either way, definitely nice. Ooh, alien skeleton. A little bit on the small side, but definitely interesting, and I suppose they are little green men anyway. Here we have a nice decayed sort of skeleton with another try me button. This one just lights up, no sound, but lights in the eyes seem to be a common thing. Same on the black one, and same on these regular skeletons, I guess you would call them over there. Over here we have some giant jack-o'-lanterns. I definitely like that with the lights and the sounds. Really good looking. I would love to actually hollow one of those out and wear it on my head if it didn't have stuff in there. This webcaster gun is one of those things where you can hook it up to an air compressor and spray spider webs. I've still never tried one of those out, so I have no idea how well they work, but they seem to be popular in the hardware stores. Some fog machines and things. Down here we have some plushies. We have a Jack Skellington, an Oogie Boogie, a Minion, and a Snoopy. Those are really nice. Here's a bird in a cage.
Beware! No one goes there!
I do like the bird in the cage. I also love this chainsaw. I particularly love that the blade actually moves on the chainsaw. I think that's really important. Looks like a crystal bowl there, a nice bag of really creepy doll heads. I don't know what you'd use it for, but I like it. Some assorted other bags of assorted bits and things. Ooh, skeletal fish. I like the skeletal fish. Those are fun. I actually like all of these little skeletal critters. Up here we have a guy with a harmonica. That would be a great item for any musicians. Over here we have a couple of skeleton pirates.
You can see that from the vampire stuff as I might hit. If you see any vampires, tell them you saw Jack.
Definitely a nice collection of animatronics here at the Home Depot stores. I think this is one of my favorite props. I like the granny skeleton rocking in the chair, and I particularly love that the cat is also makes lights and sounds and is animated. Here are some hanging props. There's a nice scarecrow there with light-up eyes and some sound. We also have this one. An upside down sort of rattling bones. This light up ghost there. Does that one just light up? Oh, nope, the mouth moves as well. That's good. Couldn't seem to make that one do anything except light up in the eyes. Here's a nice little hanging wolfman.
Time is running out. Like the sand that falls through this hourglass.
I like the way this looks like a statue talking. I think that's really nice. Over here we have a Grim Reaper, also animatronic. I have to say, I love the way they've presented this. Not just the animatronic itself, but the way it's presented under that stone archway. Looks really good, and I would actually encourage people to do something similar if you bought props like this for your own display at home. I think it works really well. Here we have some tombstones. These ones are plastic, which I think is actually an improvement over the styrofoam. I still prefer to make my own, but this would be definitely a good option.
I like my little tune, don't you? It starts out quiet, and then it surprises the
I like the creepy Jack in the Box. Personally, I think he should come out of the box, but he looks really creepy. Definitely a nice sign of the times here. The Plague Doctor, perfect. Some little mini wolfmen. And then here's the big wolf man. Definitely another highlight of the Home Depot selection. Over here we have some witches' brooms, and around the corner we have the witches. I do like those witches, nice animatronic. Witches have never really been one of the themes that I've decorated with much, but I like that figure.
4 bodies tonight. I buried 3 bodies.
Nice gravedigger here. You'll notice the front end of his shovel is missing. When you buy it, the shovel is complete. This one just happened to be broken in the store, unfortunately. Here's a nice alien, also animatronic, although the one on the floor wasn't working the day that I visited. And this, I think, is one of the definite highlights, maybe the highlight of this year's selection. The skeletal horse pulling a hearse driven by another skeleton and with another skeleton on the inside. I believe these parts are sold separately, the hearse and the horse, but definitely worth getting both. Here are some of the inflatable figures that they have, and some assorted little creepy things you can use to line the driveway or a porch. Nice little things, definitely good. I think these are actually my second favorite after the skeleton horse pulling the hearse. It's a little difficult to hear them over the gravedigger, but they look like they're floating, and they're a really nice prop all around. Really well done.
Now that is much better. The giant skeleton is great. The horse, the skeleton horse pulling the hearse with skeletons in it, that was great. The Wolfman was great. I love everything that Home Depot has this year. Now, not everything, but they have a great lineup. I didn't end up coming out with anything. I didn't bring anything home because the stuff that I was particularly drawn to were things like the Wolfman, the giant skeleton, expensive stuff. And in the interest of still being able to afford food for the next several months, I'm not buying anything today. I am going to keep some of it in mind, and if I happen to come into some money, I'm going to be grabbing it. What do you think, Dr. McCoy? Dr. McCoy likes it too. That was good. Last up today is going to be Lowe's. That's just up the road a little bit. I honestly don't think they can outdo what Home Depot has. I have heard some good things, so we'll see what we can find. I just got to get up the road a little bit. All right, we're here at Lowe's. I haven't been to a Lowe's in a long time. I have been told supposedly they have Universal Monsters items in with their Halloween things. So that's sort of what I'm looking for here, but I'll also, of course, I'll look at whatever they happen to have around. Parking lot's actually fairly busy, unlike some of the other stores I've been at, but hopefully I'll still be able to see some stuff. Hopefully they still have some stuff in stock. Hopefully it's good stuff. It's our last stop, so hopefully it's good.
And right when we walk in the door, we're greeted by Frankenstein's monster wearing a Lowe's employee vest. That adds a nice whimsical touch that I, for one, think is more than welcome. Some nice bags of bones here. There were some pumpkins over there, which were carvable artificial pumpkins, which is an interesting thing. Here we have some Universal Monsters things. These are decorations that you can just stick into a pumpkin on the outside. Not really my taste in terms of decoration, but I like the Universal Monsters to be sure. Here are some more traditional Halloween happy pumpkins and things. Some more of these giant jack-o'-lanterns with the lights and sounds. I do like these a lot. Some stacks of pumpkins there. Over here we have some things that you could use to line your driveway. Some fog machines and fog juice, very good stuff there. A big-ass spider that I particularly enjoy. Over here we have some signs that you might hang on a wall. One that says beware there, and then there's this one that says turn back. And then over here, some inflatables. We'll get back to those. Inflatables on display up there. Here we have the boxes of inflatables, quite a wide variety, including some licensed properties. There's some Disney stuff down here. Lots of different inflatable things that have become increasingly popular over the last few years. Here's a creepy jack-o'-lantern kind of a guy. There's a try me button. I was particularly surprised that it has lights and sounds. I thought it was just going to be a prop. I like that. Some little skeletons, miniature skeletons you can hang somewhere. I like those. A little guy in a cage. Over here, there's a sort of a lighting prop of some sort. I'm not quite sure what it is, but I like it.
I'd turn back if
I think the crystal ball here is particularly attractive. Definitely one of the better props. Oh! I love that little animated eyeball there. Brilliant. I think this book is supposed to have the same sort of an effect with an eyeball coming out of that little bulb on the front, but I wasn't able to find a try me button. And here's a nice antique phone with a rotary dial. Yes, I knew he was going to tap. That's a really nice tapping on the glass sort of figure there. Then over here we have a guy in a cage. Lord knows I have a ton of this kind of stuff flying around the house, but it's great. I always get something every year. Here's a big skull. Surprisingly heavy. I like that. I expected that it was actually just going to be the lights. I like that it also has sound effects. So that's a nice prop. Over here we have some more of these carvable artificial pumpkins. I've never tried those. I'm going to have to try those one of these years. Nice little skeleton there. Here's another shot of the inflatables. I like that dragon that you see on the far end. Some more pumpkins. Here's one down here. I particularly like this one because it has a lighting effect that sort of looks like flames on the inside of the jack-o'-lantern, along with some sound effects. Nice little prop there. Nice skeleton here. Could be a nice friend for Dr. McCoy. What do you think? And then here we have a wolfman, another large wolfman. There's a try me button. Very nice. I think I prefer the one that they had at Home Depot, but this is definitely no slouch either. Very nice wolfman prop. I always like a good werewolf. Some more pumpkins over here. Always tons of jack-o'-lanterns. I love the whimsical face mask on the skeleton there. That sense of whimsy and, I guess, timeliness carries over with this sort of romantic prop here.
The veil between this world and the next is thinnest on Halloween night.
Which makes tonight the perfect time to join two souls in matrimony, lasting not only this life, but the next.
I really like that. I love the blend of the romantic and the macabre. That's right up my alley. Over here we have a hanging, mournful ghost. In the right lighting, I could definitely see that being a nice, creepy little prop. And here's another one of those guys in the cage. Let's see what he actually does. Okay, he just lights up. I thought the cage might rattle, but the lighting is pretty good anyway. Along with some sound effects there. Here's a little radio prop. When you turn the dial, it activates and it plays music. I like that it plays music and lights up. It puts on a nice little show there. And this is definitely a good touch. When you turn the dial more than once or turn it farther or not as far, you get different musical selections. So that's really well put together. No, that's enough, but I do like that one. Here's a nice little ghoul with light up eyes. And then over here, we have a prop bat. I've always liked bats. Bats are among my favorite animals. Here we have, looks like some skeleton fish. Oh, skeleton piranha. Even creepier kind of a fish. And here, skeleton bats. I actually have a real skeleton bat encased in hard plastic. Maybe I'll show that off in a future video at some point when I tour my cabinet of curiosities. Some other skeleton figures, a frog there, a bird there. Yep, always good skeletons and a jack-o'-lantern. Lots of good stuff that you might lay around the house. Down here we have some little torches that you might use to light the pathway for trick-or-treaters. Oh, and some glow-in-the-dark skeletons right next to some regular skeletons. Very nice. More little skeletons around the corner. And here's the Universal Monster stuff. We have a plush Frankenstein's monster along with the bride. This is the section that I was looking for.
Don't you forget, I gave you life. I gave you life.
Nice animated Frankenstein's monster there, right next to this sort of haunted mirror prop. And you push the button. Images appear in the mirror. I've actually been thinking of making a similar prop of my own from scratch. Here we have some mummies' hands. Unfortunately, none of those seem to be working on the store floor. But next to those, we have this jar, and that one was working. It's a bubbling jar full of eyeballs, and that's right up my alley. I really like that one. A nice projector. Looks kind of cheesy here, but I suspect if you put it a couple feet away from a wall, that would be really nice. Here we have Frankenstein's monster and the bride again.
I want men like me.
Let's see what happens when I throw this switch. Yeah, similar to the other one, but I particularly like this one because you throw the switch to activate it. Goes well with these other sorts of laboratory-themed props here. And then right next to those we have some Universal Monsters posters. 3 posters in each package. I would have bought that, except I don't have any free wall space left. There's the Frankenstein's Monster inflatable again. And then here is a Frankenstein's Monster candy bowl, which provides a nice end to the show.
All right, that went really well. They do have the Universal things, as you saw. It took me a minute to find them. They were down a different aisle. I thought I thought I was going to be disappointed, but they ended up having a really good selection. Other than the Universal Monsters, I still think Home Depot overall had better props, but there was some good stuff there as well. What do you think, Dr. McCoy? You happy? Yep, Dr. McCoy's happy as well. Yeah, that does it for me today. I'm going to head out on the road, head home, unpack my stuff. I did pick up a few things from Lowe's, which I'll show off later. They're in the trunk of my car, so I can't show you what I got now. Nothing much, no major, no big props or anything, just a couple of little decorations that I couldn't resist. But I think they're good things. I'm a little bit distracted because I'm driving, but that's okay. How the hell do I get out of here, though? That's the way. You know, I overspent my budget a little bit today, but it's like I was saying when I started off the video about visiting Spirit Halloween store. As much as people want to say that Halloween is going to be canceled this year and we can't do Halloween and, you know, it's unsafe to trick-or-treat and all these things that they're saying, and so some of it may be true, some of it may not be true. There's certainly going to be some changes, some different things about Halloween this year. But the fact of the matter is, you can't cancel Halloween. And with everything that's been going on this year, I think we need Halloween. So if I overspent my budget by a couple of dollars, as far as I'm concerned, that's money well spent, because we need to make this as good a Halloween as we can, because after however many months it's been mostly locked in the house, if not locked in the house, at least, let's say, severely restricted in what we're doing, wearing masks, which, yeah, people are making a bigger deal of that than they need to, but yes, it's restrictive to have to wear a mask, and we can't go to the theater, we can't go to the opera. Movie theaters maybe are starting to open back up. I haven't been yet, but live theater is still shut down. As a magician and a connoisseur of magic shows, that's been an issue for me. So it's just, it's a rough year, and Halloween, it's spooky and it's horror and it's all of the things that we like here on the Phobophile channel, but it's also, it's fun and it's community, and I think that's what we need. All of which is to say, these are my self-justifications for spending a little bit more than I probably should have at the Halloween store and the Lowe's. But such is life. We live once, right? So while I'm stuck here at a red light, I should say that we're basically done with the video in terms of touring stores. I'm not going to make any other stops. When I get home, I am going to, I'll show off what I purchased, just to close out the video. It's not much, but it seems appropriate just so you can see what I got. I'm here to red light again. Before we move on to that last little phase of this video, I want to remind you, please like this video, please click the subscribe button, that'll help me out. And also, say something in the comments. Just say hello if you want to. I read all the comments. I try to respond to all the comments. So say howdy and I'll say howdy back. And also let me know what things you like at the Halloween stores, not the Halloween stores, the Halloween departments in the various stores. Did I miss any shops that I should have gone to? And how are you planning on celebrating, you know, decorating for Halloween and getting ready for your celebration? What the hell was that? I don't know what the hell that noise was. So as I was saying, leave a note in the comments that says how you're planning on decorating and celebrating for Halloween. I'm always interested in what other people are doing. And like I said, Halloween is about community as much as it is about horror, I think. And to me, horror is also about community. So I think it would be good for all of us to just sort of share what we're doing, get to know each other a little bit down in the comments section. Since we're not seeing each other in person very much this year, there aren't really any Halloween parties, not that I get invited to parties that much anyway. I think that'd be a good way to sort of keep the spirit alive. Alright, I am back. I'm finished with my shopping. I didn't get nearly as much stuff as I wanted. Frankly, I wanted to get all of the stuff from Home Depot, most of the stuff from Lowe's. I think I was sort of the model of restraint, but I did get a couple of things. From Michael's, I didn't get much. I just picked up a set of cookie cutters, and as a splurge, I know you didn't see it in the video, I couldn't resist picking up a bat-shaped Pez dispenser from near the checkout line. Nothing much, but nice little things. I'll be doing some Halloween cookies probably, so I got some cookie cutters. And then from Lowe's, as you will have seen in the video proper, I picked up this antique phone skull thing that does this.
I'm coming for you.
I like antiques, I like old phones. And I should also point out one of the particular things I like about this product is that the rotary dial is actually a moving part and it does work to activate the prop.
Don't you dare.
So that's a nice touch. Also from Lowe's, they did have, in fact, the Universal Monsters products. They didn't have as many things as I was hoping for, but they did have them. They had a pretty good selection, not quite as much as I thought, but still pretty good. I wasn't able to get everything that I could have wanted. I would have loved one of the Frankenstein's monster inflatables. The big inflatable, like you saw, was wearing the Lowe's jacket near the entrance. Those were for sale. I couldn't quite justify the price to myself, but I couldn't walk away without getting something from the Universal Monsters, so I got this. Frankenstein's monster and the bride. Little animated device.
We belong dead.
I particularly like, it does say Universal Monsters on the label. So this for me is not a Halloween decoration. This will be on one of these shelves as a permanent decoration. And actually probably so will the phone. In any case, I'm finished shopping. I'm exhausted. It's been a long day. I'm gonna turn in. So all I have to say is take care. Stay scared.